welcome back to Grey the Gold Witch. Today we're doing a reading on why they treat you the way they do. There's 4 piles today. The first is a selenite tower. The second is a long selenite stick. The third is crystal quartz. The fourth is a smaller selenite. So take a second, meditate on the piles, pause the video if you need to, and I will see you in your reading. Hey, pile 1, if you chose the Tower of Selenite, and this is your reading all about why they treated you that way. So this could also be why they treat you this way. It could be current or past depending on your situation. But let's get into it. We're going to look at this person's characteristics before we dive into exactly the way they've treated you. So we have the octopus and the fox. Okay, so this person is someone who doesn't really know how to have proper boundaries. I think they truly do come from a place of caring about you, but it's almost as though they feel like they have more say than they should in your life. I see that from the initial cards, it seems like they mean well, and they have pure intentions, but they don't know how to properly respect you or your energy. And it feels like their actions, at least in the past, have been coming from a place of fear of what will happen in this connection. And I think they have some attachment issues. So they either pulled away really quickly or they put on too much. There's a lot of hot and cold energy in this person. And I think what it boils down to is that they really want stable relationships. They just don't know how to have them. And they might project onto you that you didn't do enough or didn't care enough about them, but really they just didn't know how to treat you with respect and care in the way you deserve to be treated. And this person really cares about connection, but I think they people please. They don't really know how to keep themselves. They don't know how to stand solid in themselves while also being in connection. So whatever actions took place here, it was one of those things where their intention might have been good, but the impact was bad on you. And they might have become sneaky or withdrawn after this, after you set a boundary. Because I think this person's also really scared of boundaries because they don't understand how they work. This person really struggles to separate themselves from other people. And there's a little bit of entitlement here, that they feel entitled to your energy. So I can see that this energy could be very repelling for you because of its intensity and lack of boundaries. We have bully in reverse. So that would be conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. Okay, this person definitely could have treated you very meanly, especially after they had fear that you didn't care about them. And we were talking about fear with this person, and I think this person's fears, they might project onto other people, and they might go off steam by making other people feel bad to make themselves feel better. And they don't intentionally, I think, mean to be a bully, but they mean to release some of their steam, make themselves, they're coming from a very selfish place in this behavior. And I can see that this person is very energetically draining and has drained you through their lack of intentionality in this relationship and lack of understanding. And this person might just be very naive and hasn't had a lot of life lessons yet. It just feels like they don't fully understand how their actions affect other people. And there's like a level of ignorance and denial from this person. For this person to be a better person, they have to learn boundaries. And also learn accountability for their actions, because I think this person doesn't really hold themselves accountable for how they treat other people, and they're very misguided. I think they want this friendship, but they come at it in all the wrong ways. And they might have gone through verbal or physical abuse, and so that's been carried out into new relationships. But this person just isn't capable of understanding that you have separate feelings. You're almost like enmeshed in their energy. So we have knife. I'm hearing that their words really hurt. This person, I think, came at you with very attacking words. And it came from a place of fear of them losing you. And so they thought that by making you feel bad, you might feel more like you needed them or something. This is this mindset doesn't really make sense. It's very rooted in fear and subconscious abandonment wounds. And I think this person's words really have hurt you. And the reason they acted this way was because of deep pain and fear within them, and an inability to recognize that the impact of their words cause much more harm than any other quality. So it's interesting because this all comes from this person really craving connection, but they go about it in ways that are like trying to, because they're so fearful, they project their fear wounds onto you and try and make you feel the same thing. Their energy is just very misdirected and disaligned. It's almost as though they feel as though they need to interact in a certain way, and they do everything in a very self-sabotaging, destructive way. And their energy energy can affect other energy, and their energy, because it's so imbalanced and destructive, it really influences you in a negative way. So I wouldn't be surprised if you have cut this person out of your life or taken steps back from the relationship for them to work on themselves separately, because they have a lot of work to do to come with. They need to realize how their actions affect other people and how their lack of boundaries caused a lot of pain for other people, and that their energy needs to be healed before they have relationships of this sort. So we'll get into the tarot cards now. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse. So this person, I think, is very insecure. Or whenever they came at you in this attacking manner, they were very insecure. And it's almost as though they wanted someone else to feel the pain they were feeling, so it would hurt less. Like they transferred it onto you. And that's just very unfair. And I think they saw you in this confident, empowered energy. And so maybe they felt like by acting this way to you, some of your energy would rub off on them, which is their intention, or like the reasons they do these things don't make sense, because obviously it doesn't work that way. But I think they're in such deep pain, they can't see clearly at all. And so they're coming from a very hurt place, and they're wrapping you into their pain. So while this person's in this energy, there's no reason for them to be involved in your life, because it will only do harm and won't do good for you. They need to work on themselves and realize that hurting other people doesn't make them feel better. The Page of Swords. I think they could be very critical of you and how you behave and how you act, and point out all of the things they notice that are wrong about you rather than focusing on what they are doing wrong. And I'm just hearing hurt people. And this person can't look at themselves. They're unable to look at all of the negative things they do, so instead they focus on external things that are negative and point them out or try and fix them to make themselves feel better. But it's a double-edged sword. This person, the more they do this, the more unhappy they feel. But they also don't know another way of trying to make themselves feel better, so they're caught in this destructive loop. And this is a person who probably gossips and talks bad about people. And yeah, they try and relieve their pain by projecting it onto other people. And that's what they were doing with you. It's very selfish. They haven't learned how to heal themselves in an effective way, and so they try and put it on other people. They might have seen someone in their childhood do this, or someone did this to them, so this is how they operate with people in their lives, which is really sad, but there's nothing you could do to make this person change their ways. They have to have consequences for their actions and reflect on them and realize what they're doing wrong and make decisions without pressure. So this person also might have really just tried to make you act in certain ways, make you do things to appease them, and they put a lot of pressure on you. And I think this comes from I think they're just projecting what happened to them onto you. And yeah, this person just really didn't treat you right, pile one, and I think they really hurt you. The main message of this reading is that this had nothing to do with you, it had to do with their own pain being projected onto you. And this person can heal. And I hope they do, because this is a very dark, sad energy that they live in. But for them to heal, they have to come to terms with the fact they hurt a lot of people while they were in this energy, and that they weren't a good person. And some people have a hard time recognizing their destructive behavior. So, yeah, I'm inspired to follow my passion. I think this person was really triggered by the fact that you had this passion and this balance, and you and them have energies where you are exactly what they want to be. They want to be your confident, passionate self who is self-contained and can achieve things on your own without having to influence other people. They want this. But because they don't know how to live in this energy, they attack your energy because they hope that some of it will come back to them. And this might be subconscious on their part. I don't think they're literally thinking this will make me have their energy, but it's a reaction to your power and balancedness, and it's very unfair that they respond in this way. I can see that you are this beautiful person with a lot of passions, and their behavior should not influence that at all. This is just the darkness responding to the light within you. 5 of Swords, I will heal myself. That's the thing. You've had to heal yourself from their behavior, and they have to heal themselves from their past behavior, the past things that hurt them that caused them to act in this way. And I think they're coming to realize, I think you don't talk to this person anymore, and they're coming to realize that they have to heal themselves and face all of their past behavior and misaligned actions. And I think this is very painful for them, but it's inevitable. They have to do this if they want to change and have a happier life. And I see that you have healed yourself from most of this. You might just have come to this reading for some closure on this person's behavior because it still doesn't make complete sense to you. And sometimes this stuff never will, because pain makes people do some really horrible things. There's some people who've really been hurt in their lives, and rather than healing themselves, they try and project that hurt onto other people to feel better. And that just never works, but this person's starting to realize that. The Son of Cups. So this person actually is evolving and changing, and they're realizing how they really just admired a lot about you, your passion and happiness towards life, and your ability to dream and have hope when they lived in so much fear. And so they're starting to look at you as an aspiration rather than an enemy. I don't think you have any reason to go back to this energy or deal with it, but Spirit does want you to know that they are learning from their past behavior, and they really respect you and feel bad for what they've done. And the Emperor. I see that you have really grown from this situation. You've made empowered choices for yourself, through this, you've learned how to stand up for yourself and really own your power even more than you had before. You have a lot to be proud of here. And I'm seeing a solar eclipse here, so the end of October might be relevant to you. It's in a few weeks. Know that you're doing great work, and what happened here, I'm seeing, is like water off the duck's back for you. You've moved on, you are in a new phase of your life, and you can leave this past pain where it was and know that it didn't reflect anything about you. It had to do with this person's inner demons, and you were caught in the eye of the storm. You were in the wrong place at the wrong time in this situation. So I see that your life is very beautiful now, and you have a lot to be proud of. So I want to pull a few more cards just for closing messages for pile 1. Pile 1. And these are messages for you about just your life. We have, I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am loved and miracles are natural. Fulfillment. In the wild rose, do it your way, embrace your uniqueness untamed. I think you're a very individual person and have created a life for yourself that's very beautiful and powerful without this person, and you're very fulfilled. And this just might be one of those phantoms of pain that comes back when you remember how the situation unfolded. But you're meant to continue to embrace your uniqueness and continue to remind yourself that you are love and miracles are natural, because I think a lot of miracles have entered your life in the recent future and past and present. And you're having a lot of fulfilling moments, and you don't have to let this weigh you down anymore. You can let this go and know that you're a beautiful creature, and this happened to you because of your beauty. And there's no other way to say that, really. So people throw rocks at things that shine. That's another way to say it. So yeah, pile 1, this is what I'm getting for you. It was an honor to read for you. I am offering personal readings. The website is linked in the description box. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of my readings, and I will see you in another video. Take care. Bye. Hey, pile 2, if you chose this long selenite stick, then let's see why they treat you this way. So we're going to first look at their energy, kind of the person they are, and we'll dive into the tarot and why they treat you the way they do. So the first card we have here is the Sea Serpent. So this person's really driven by their emotions. They don't really think with their logical mind. I mean, they might, but whenever they interact with you, they come from their feelings. So they might be sometimes more dramatic or less logical with how they approach you. And I think this person has a lot of passion towards you. And we'll have to look more into the cards as to whether this is what kind of passion this is, but they feel very intensely towards you. And they're a very intense person in general. And their emotions, yeah, I'm just seeing kind of a dramatic, intense energy from this person, in that they really listen to their emotions. So if they're feeling sad, they're going to act that way. If they're feeling angry, they're going to act that way. And they, even if logically they should be happy, if their emotion is sadness, that's just, they're going to completely embody that. So we have the Child Eternal, inability to grow up and be responsible, extreme dependency on others for physical security. So yeah, I can see that this person has had a hard time growing up. What I'm really seeing is the reason the person treats you the way they do is because they are still in their childish energy. And whenever they get triggered or feel really emotional, they're going to respond like a child would. And
it's because they haven't really figured out how to regulate their emotions. They're completely reliant or ruled by their emotions. And they might expect a lot out of you in taking care of them or helping them. And this person probably had a mother or father figure who didn't really nurture them in the way they needed to, and so they might be looking for that nurture from another person. This person, whenever they're in a good mood, whenever they're happy, I think that this emotional side's really refreshing, and they look at life from a very vibrant way, and they see things with a lightness of spirit, and they can have that youthful, magnetic energy. But the shadow of this is that they can also act petty and childish and extremely dependent on the people that care about them. This person's learning how to rely on themselves, or at least that's what Spirit's trying to get them to do, is to learn how to be interdependent with people and not dependent on other people's energy for validation. I think they probably grew up around a lot of people, or they really haven't had to do things on their own. And they might feel most comfortable when people are taking care of them. Reflection. I think whenever you are frustrated or when you're upset, this person sees this as a reflection of how they are or how you feel about them, and so they take your moods pretty personally too. And they might also reflect your moods. So when you're in a bad mood, they might get fussy or upset, almost like a child would whenever their parents are in moods. They kind of reflect those moods. And so when you're angry, they might reflect this. And it's not something they do consciously. It's just something that when they are dependent on someone or relying on someone, that person's moods affect their moods as well. So there's a level of codependence here that this person has. And it's not conscious, but the way you feel definitely affects the way they feel. And they might even feel, for some cases, for some people here, whenever they're upset, they expect you to be upset too. There's just a level of reliance on the people they're closest to that can be draining on their relationships. Skull. I think this person's really worried of losing you, and they hold on really tightly to the relationships they care about. And so they might sometimes just be a little bit suffocating, or it comes from a place of fear. And this really comes from, they love you so much and they care about you a lot. But sometimes their actions come from this fear, or this fear of abandonment, or this fear of losing you. And when they're in this emotional space of fear or being triggered, they don't think clearly, and they might sometimes be erratic or overly emotional because, as I said, I don't think this person knows very well how to regulate their emotions. And it comes from a deep sense of care for you and a deep sense of wanting you in their life. But sometimes their actions are misguided, and I can see that this would be draining on you at times. So we have the Hierophant. I'd say this person's pretty religious, and I think they come to you from a very loving place. And if you communicated that these things bothered you, they would listen and treat you with respect. And they're just doing the best they can with the information they have. And I feel like this person might isolate if they feel like they're too much for you. And they might just not know how to interact because they feel things so intensely and don't know what to do with that. I see this person's committed to you and will be there for you through thick and thin, even though sometimes they're overly reliant. And this person really wants to do their best. I just think they haven't been taught how to properly express them, or like have those boundaries of internal boundaries of not letting other people's moods affect them. This person just wants you to be happy though, and I think that their emotions are really hard for them to deal with as well. They might deal with mental health issues as well, and yeah, I think when this person's burdened by life, they slip into this shadow aspect where they are more dependent, but whenever they feel the lightness of life, they can come in this like youthful energy, and I think this is the energy that you really love. And yeah, everything has its shadow. This person is a good person. I'm definitely seeing that. They just don't exactly know how to regulate how they feel. And when they're feeling their emotions, it's hard for them to be logical. The Queen of Cups. I think this person has a hard time when they think you're upset with them. I think they have a hard time with anger or energies where they feel unnurtured. And I think this probably stems from a mother wound inside them. And they might direct this at you at times. And it's not personal. It really does come from what they experienced in their childhood. I'm definitely seeing that. And with all the blue here, I'm just seeing sometimes this person is sad and is very sensitive and can't handle criticism. And they just want nurture. And I think it's them realizing they're coming from this wounded childhood place, that they'll be able to resolve these wounds and realize that they're safe where they're at now. And not everyone has to always be happy with them or treat them in such a nurturing way. This is something that they definitely can learn. It'll help them release pressure on themselves. We have the Empress. I create what I choose naturally and with joy. I think this person really loves you and cares about you and puts you on a pedestal too, and thinks of you as this just like creative, beautiful person. And I think your opinions of them really affect them. So whenever you have negative opinions, they don't really know how to process this emotionally. And sometimes maybe they just need to take a step back, have some space to themselves to realize it's not necessarily personal, that logically maybe they didn't handle things the best. I think this person gets overwhelmed by intensity, and like bottom line, they want this peace with you and they want to just feel this consistency. I think this person wants more lightness in your relationship, and if you come at them in a light manner, they will respond with lightness, because I do think they reflect the emotions you have. And this person's very beautiful, like a beautiful soul. They just haven't really learned complete self-reliance, especially emotionally. In judgment, I look back with compassion for myself. I feel like this is someone you have a commitment with, that you do life with often, whether it's like a family relationship, a romantic relationship, a work relationship. They're heavily involved in your life. And this is the kind of thing where I feel like forgiveness on both sides and just loving each other unconditionally is the best way to go, as long as you guys come with good intentions towards each other and can see that humans always make mistakes. Nobody, no relationship is perfect, but we can try better next time. And that's kind of what I'm seeing with this relationship, because I'm hearing that bygones be bygones, because this person really does love you and wants to work things out. And they might not always show up in a great way, but they have your back. And I'm seeing butterflies here. I think the springtime will be really nice for you guys. You're learning, both of you just need to have less judgment towards yourselves and be less critical on yourselves, and when you can do that, they'll be less critical on each other, because everything we can do externally, we first have to do within ourselves. So the more you guys are kind to yourselves, the more you can be kind to each other. We have the Wheel of Fortune. I trust whatever the universe brings me. With 3 major arcana cards here, I really see that your relationship this is a major relationship in your life. And it's meant to be an empowering, good one. And the reason that this reading is coming up is because I think because this is a serious relationship, there's good and bad parts of it. And this is explaining to you why the bad parts, why there are difficult parts, and what's going on within this person and their wounds. That's why they come at you maybe from a shadow-oriented place sometimes. But I'm seeing that despite the difficulties, the wheel will turn up again. This person will be in their light aspects. And I'm seeing there's always high points and low points in any relationship. And by better understanding where this person is coming from, you can better empathize and have compassion for them, and also know how you might trigger them, or how you can better have a relationship with them. So I see this as very positive. This is someone that you can work things through with, and they're very open to communication. This is a partner. We have 2 of Pentacles. So I think things get difficult when life feels imbalanced for you guys, when there's external things that are making life hard, when life just becomes burdensome. And realizing that whenever things get bad, it really doesn't directly have to do with you and has to do with external things. I think both of you realizing this, that you don't have to take it out on your relationship with each other, I think that'll cause both of you a lot of peace. Because instead of doing that, you guys can remind yourselves you're on the same team and support each other through it and love each other through it, and know that these external things that are happening aren't personal, they're just life. And having that perspective, I think, will give both of you a lot of peace and clarity and help you move forward in an empowered way. Yeah, the 3 of Swords. Sometimes just difficult things happen in relationships, hard things happen, pain happens. But we choose to move forward and move past these things and heal them. And I think you and this person are meant to heal these things and show each other love. And a great way to heal and correct past wrongs is just to show up in a compassionate way and show the other person you care. And I think both of you doing this and communicating your needs with each other will be really helpful. Because people can't read minds, so I think communication is a big thing here. And I just see a lot of love here. I think this is a very important relationship in both of your lives, and there will always be pain in any relationship, but I'm seeing that's nothing you can't work through. So to close, we're going to look at a few more cards, and these are for you, just in your life. So pile 2. I'm hearing, oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her. So I think this person's really on your team. Just sometimes it's hard to, sometimes teammates fight. So we have, I'm unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. Blessing. And we are nature, becoming grounded, embodiment, living in connection. I think spending time in nature with this person could be very healing for both of you. I'm also seeing that if you desire a more empowered, more connected, interdependent relationship with this person rather than codependency, be unapologetic about that, and be unapologetic about that desire, and trust that you guys focusing on that together, it will grow, and you'll be able to improve in that way. And I see blessings coming in for you guys, for sure, because of the roots you planted together. And something about December is significant here as well. And March, February and March. So spending time outdoors with this person, maybe taking a vacation with them, even if they're a family member or romantic partner, that could be helpful to give you guys that space to just spend time together outside of all of the hullabaloo of daily life. So yeah, pile 2, this is what I'm getting for you. It was an honor to read for you. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of my readings, and I will see you in another video. Take care. Bye. Hey, pile 3, it shows the crystal quartz. And this is your reading on why do they treat you this way. So the first card we have here is Elephant. Okay, so I am getting downloads as I tune into your pile, and I'm seeing a level of jealousy and these people wanting to feel better about themselves, so they disrespect you, or they disrespect your time, or they disrespect your opinions. And this comes from a place of inferiority, some sort of inferiority complex within them that you trigger with your power and the way life seems to favor you. This person doesn't feel good about themselves, so they want to feel better than you because they're jealous of your light. And I think they can be, I get a sense of anger at you, and I also feel an anger you have towards them for behaving this way. So we have Judge, offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. I think this is a very judgmental person. They're very critical of themselves, and so they're very critical of you too. They, I think, want to feel good about themselves, so they overly analyze what you do and the behavior you do. And I'm seeing something very unjust or corrupt about their judgments towards you, as though this, I'm really picking up, this could be numerous situations, but this could be friends that you had in your life or have in your life that are kind of like frenemies, or this could be a boss who is jealous of your assertiveness and power and wants to make you feel bad. This could be someone who just tries to put you down to make them rise up. And I'm seeing that they could just be overly critical of things you've done in the past and unfair about your actions. Like, it's almost as though you're not allowed to make mistakes here. You have to be perfect, and they don't extend that same expectation to other people or to themselves. So they put you in a place, it's like they put you in a small space of expectation when you're this elephant and need more room to be yourself and be who you truly are. So these people are kind of suffocating in a sense towards you. And it's because of their own self-limitations and fragile egos. So, reflection. Yeah, they might see you step into your power in a way that triggers them because they have this capability within themselves but choose not to do it. They might be reliant on external energies for validation, or they might be in situations they're not completely happy with, and they see you choosing yourself and making strides in your life, and I think they just they're unsettled by how you make them feel. And I think it's because of your authenticity. You're very true to yourself, and this person hides behind a mask. And so it's almost as if you shine a light on their shadows, and they don't want to see these shadows. So that's why they're so uncomfortable around you. And I think you're very honest about who you are. You see your shadows, you own up to your shadows and those aspects of you, and this person hides theirs. And so I think whenever you're around them, they feel like energetically naked. And that's hard for them to deal with because they don't act that way around themselves. They
have this mask on for themselves, even when they're interacting alone. So the fact that you can read them so easily and reflect these things to them makes them want to run away. And this has to do with your powerful nature. I'm really seeing that you're this powerful presence, that the universe is bringing in people who can handle your power, but it's almost as though these people just can't handle the level of your power and your spiritual development, because I can see that you're very evolved and these people are stuck in ego limitations. I'm seeing that you're limitless and these people are limited, and so you cast light on their limits that they feel comfortable in. School. I think it's easier for them to avoid you and avoid being around you than to face the parts of them that they know need to leave their life, or the things they need to do to work on themselves. It's almost as though there's this energetic, I'm seeing like protons and neutrons and like all of these electrons bouncing around in a box, and whenever you're around them and they're not doing anything about this, everything's super chaotic and everything's bouncing around and is overwhelming. And so it leaves the option of either they have to do this work on themselves or they have to cut you out of their life to avoid this, avoid looking at this mess. And I think that they run away from you because they're not ready to do the internal work. And it's almost as though they grieve having you around because you bring so much light to them and light to their life, but they're not ready to do the work necessary to keep you in their life. So let's look at the tarot cards. The King of Cups. I think they're very caught up in convention and how society expects us to act a certain way, and I think you live based on what your soul tells you to do. You're very self-motivated, self-driven, and you don't let external boxes confine you because you're limitless. And I think your life is this montage of you overcoming limits and things breaking away to reveal this limitlessness that society tries to confine us in these boxes. And this person feels safe and secure within these boxes. That's their home for them. That's where they feel they belong. That's where they feel like they're accepted. And because you live unconventionally, because you live for yourself and for what's true to yourself, you're outside of the box that they feel safe in. And you don't feel comfortable going back into that box for them, and they don't feel comfortable leaving that box. So you've hit this stalemate where you're not going to move backwards to appease them. You're not going to conform to be accepted by them because that means you're rejecting your true self. So it's almost as though you guys are just very energetically misaligned at this point. And there might have been a time where you were in this box before you realized that you weren't living your true path. And now these people just aren't aligned. Or they might have been trying to break out of their limitations and now they're comfortable in these boxes. So take it how it resonates for you, but there's just... your paths have broken apart energetically. So it's difficult for you to interact now in such disconnected realms of being. Three of Cups. This person has love for you and for the good times you've had together. And I think your memories of each other are good. But there's something about you having moved past this time in your life and you moved on from this area and chapter of your life, and this person might judge you for not spending time in this environment of the Three of Cups. But you knew that you wouldn't be satisfied there and that you had a journey to go on spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally. And it's like whenever you squeeze out a tube of toothpaste, it's impossible to put that toothpaste back in the tube. It's as though you have moved forward and you can't fit back where you were. And these people are still in the place they were in. So the reason they treat you this way is just because they are intimidated by you. They're jealous of how you moved on, and they are stuck in their comfort zones. So they have good feelings towards you. There's just an energetic misalignment at this point. And the thing is, I want to mention this, when people leave your life, spirit, the universe brings new things in. So there will be people who are aligned with where you are now on your path. And that's the thing, is like people who are around the same group of people their whole lives, they haven't grown, they haven't changed, and it's inevitable that we leave people behind on our path. And maybe we'll meet up with them again later down the road, but to truly grow and be on the spiritual journey, things shift and life evolves, especially in a modern world where we have so much access to different groups and places, and it's inevitable that things change. So this doesn't say anything about you. All this says about you is that you are growing and you are out of the box that you were once in. Page of Pentacles, I am open to opportunities for personal growth in reverse. Yeah, this person just doesn't want to grow. They see you growing, and they know that if they grow, they won't fit in the box that they're comfortable being in. So they're staying put for the time being. And you aren't going to be able to align with this version of them because you aren't staying in any boxes. You are self-directed. They're externally motivated. So you're in the bottom line, I'm saying this in such a circuitous way, but you're incompatible with this person. And the reason they treat you this way is subconscious, just because you shine light subconsciously on who they are and the fact that they haven't been able to grow in this way. So, King of Cups, I am my own anchor. They see your power and that you're able to take care of yourself and be your own anchor, and that's something they're unable to do at this point in their lives. They're really reliant on external people and places for their validation and worth. And the fact that you are your own anchor intimidates them and also just makes them, I think there's a level of they don't understand how you operate because they're so caught up in convention and the status quo. And you are a king and they are a page that's unwilling to do their work. So I think they're just intimidated by you and don't want you to see how energetically behind they are. So they hide, or they try and puff out their chest and show you that they're just all talk, they're not action. So I think they know you can see through this too. Yeah, so they love you, they care a lot about you, but they know that either way is a lose-lose because if they're around you, they're going to be shown how little they take care of themselves or know themselves. And if they aren't with you, they're going to miss your light. And they're going to have to grieve the loss of you. So this is a difficult situation for them. But it's also something that they can't avoid because the energy never lies. And if you're energetically incompatible, then someone has to shift and change to make that compatible and for this to be balanced. And you are in a place where you're a proton, you're moving forward, you're expanding, you're a positive energy. And they are, maybe even they might not be electrons in this metaphor, they might be neutrons, they might be neutral, they might just be stagnant. But they're unwilling to change, so it won't work right now. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. They want an opportunity to see you, but they know that's not possible where things currently are. And they also subconsciously realize that there's nothing they could add to your life. You could add to theirs, but they have nothing to give you right now. I think they're melancholic. I think they're overly critical of themselves and other people. And you've grown and evolved, and there's just not any nurturance or sustenance that can be added to your life from this person or these people. And on a subconscious level, they're aware of that. So I think they're staying away, and they think this is for your best interest and theirs. And just adds less stress to both of your lives. But I can see that you care about this person, and you can see that this person could grow too. But they're they're choosing not to right now. So pile 3, let's look at a few more cards for you to close out the reading. What does pile 3 need to know? What does pile 3 need to know? It's committee. Pile 3. Is that 2? We'll take them. I'm hearing you've got a friend in me from Toy Story, so I really think you're going to have friends who are on the spiritual journey and can meet you where you're at. So, yeah. I'm also hearing the Winnie the Pooh quote that's like, even though we're not together physically, I'll always be with you. And I think on an energetic level, this person's higher self will always be rooting for you and caring for you. And for some of you, this person, their higher self might even be on your spiritual team. It's just that physically, their ego is in charge right now. And your soul's in charge of your life. So there's just a disconnect. We're going to look at one more card. Where is that? Here. For pile 3. Okay, they're wanting to bring out 2 cards, and this is reminding you that you are going to have people in your life that really align with you. Friendship breakups can be so hard. So, the presence of love will always cast out fear. Positive intention. Heaven's door. Brothers of the Rose, sacred masculine, honor, protection, support, and the thorn, protection, boundaries, clear communication. I'm really seeing that these people, or this person not being in your life, is protection for you. And that they can't align with where you're at. And you can still love these people from afar and give them energetic love, but I feel like when you're upset about this, it comes from a place of fear and lack. And just know that you're having people come in who honor and protect and support you for who you are and are on the same journey of spiritual development as you. I'm seeing that very clearly. So know that that's coming in. Know that the next group of people that enter your life that have this level of care towards, they're really going to do life with you and grow with you. These are people who are also growing in the same way you are. And there's going to be a lot of love here. The people you are meant to be with are, some of them, for some people, they're already entering your life, and some they're about to enter your life. And I'm also seeing men in your life are going to be significant. Male friendships are going to be significant in the coming months. And people who have positive intentions towards you, who want to grow, those are the people that are entering your life. So you have a lot of special relationships coming in. But yeah, pile 3, this is what I'm getting for you. It was an honor to read for you. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of my readings, and I will see you in another video. Take care. Bye. Hey, pile 4. If you chose this selenite stick, and this is your reading on why do they treat you this way. So we're going to look at these cards for more information on them, and then we'll get into how they treat you and why. Let's get the bat and the hyena. Okay, so this person is in a new stage of their life where they are trying to have a blank slate in where they're at and what they're doing. And there's a lot of moon imagery here, so I feel like the moon cycles are relevant for this connection. I'm seeing this person is a little cynical towards life. I think they've been beaten down by life, and that's why they're in this new chapter. I think the last chapter was very dark and difficult. And they're in this new phase, and they're trying not to get their expectations up about what life is going to look like now that they are in a new chapter. But I see they might crack some cynical jokes towards you and be a little bit aloof because they're trying to figure out themselves, and I think they feel attracted to you, but they might be scared of that. So they might just be a little bit mysterious towards you, a little shy, but I also see them trying to be funny around you. So this is someone who knows what they want, but most of the times in the past, what they wanted ended up being a bad idea. So I think they have this desire towards you in some way, whether it be friendship or romantic, but they are scared it's going to hurt them because they're used to being hurt. So we have Midas Miser. So I think this person sees you as very abundant and they're attracted to this side of you because I think you're abundant spiritually, physically, emotionally. You have a lot of that. You have like the gold touch to you. And I think you are a very caring person and loving person. And I think they feel kind of like they hoard their emotions. They're kind of in this miser energy and they see you as this abundant energy. And I think that they want to do better. They want to be better, but they also are cynical. Part of the reason they're cynical towards this connection is because they just feel like you are too good for them. And I think they're thinking in black and white thinking, and they're trying to see things from a happier lens, but I think their past chapter affected them so heavily that they are very protective of themselves at this time. We have creativity. Okay, so you definitely are a muse of some sorts to this person. You spark a passion back in their lives that they hadn't expected to feel. I think talking to you gives them insights into themselves and into the world, and they're very intrigued by you. And I think you make them feel passionate, but also calm. And the fact that you are able to hold both of these things in your personality, I think you're sort of amused to them, but they're scared of getting hurt. I think someone must have really hurt them in the past for them to have so many walls up, but there's definite walls up here. And then just comparing how their negative perception is against your more positive perception, and just feeling like, I'm hearing they don't think they can hold a candle to you. So there's a lot of negative self-talk with this person, and I can see they're actively trying to work on this. But I think meeting you has showed them how much room for improvement they have. We have Volcano. This person has a lot of passion towards you, as I was saying, and I think they're a little caught off guard by this because they're scared of how passionate their feelings can be sometimes and how that affected them in the past. So they might be trying to stop this volcano from erupting inside them. They might be just kind of weird around you because they feel so intensely towards you. And I'm seeing they can't help, this volcano is going to erupt. Volcanoes are a natural phenomenon. They're going to erupt regardless. So this person really might be trying to be self-contained, but I feel like their emotions towards you and everything they've been feeling will erupt, and they're going to just blabber on to you about how they're feeling. And right now I feel like it's like they're kind of hot and cold because they're trying to regulate their emotions and their behavior. And I see right now they're kind of in a colder period, and you get glimpses of this warmth, but I feel like this warmth is going to kind of explode out of them soon. So, Wheel of Fortune, yeah. They think it was fated they met you. They're definitely not letting on to how much happiness you bring them. And I think there's definitely a physical attraction here that they feel towards you. And I think it's this thing where they're kind of getting scared to get stuck in a web of your making, but they're like, what if I'm a spider too? I think they're seeing a kindred spirit in you, and they're realizing that they can be like you. So it's interesting. In some readings, I see that someone's power really triggers this person, makes them run away, but because this person feels so connected to you and similar to you, I think you're motivating them to utilize their qualities that are similar to yours. So in this particular reading, I think you came to see why they're acting this way because they've been weird, because they've been hot and cold, because their behavior is confusing. That's why you're here, is because you're confused. But this person does have deeper feelings under the surface that they're just trying to work through. But I see with time they're going to open up to you. They're in a bit of a shadow phase right now. With the Knight of Cups, yeah, they don't feel good enough for you. They definitely put you on a pedestal, and they're not ready to come in because they don't feel good enough. And you might be like, they're awesome, why would they feel that way? But they have some personal work to do before they're ready to come to you and offer something substantial. This person's definitely very physically attracted to you. And they need to realize that they don't have to put you on this pedestal. And I think once they do that, they'll feel more relief in this situation. We have the Chariot. I go forward with confidence. Yeah, this person needs to gain this confidence to come forwards to you. And they're not there yet. I think they want to be, but they know realistically they're not ready to come forward in the right way, and they have to do more work on themselves before they go forward with confidence. I think these cards are going to say what they need to work on. The Hierophant, I am ready to love and learn. And the Star. Wow, these cards. I'm inspired and positive about the future. So these are things they see in you. They see that you're inspired and positive about the future, and you are very open to loving and learning. And they need to get more in this energy for themselves and for their self-development to feel like they're on the same page as you, to move forward and have a connection with you that's reciprocal. So right now I can see they're really filling up their cup and trying to be inspired and positive about the future. And they're trying to love and learn. They're doing a lot of self-work right now. They're actually working on themselves as we speak. So this movement is coming forward. It might not come in the time period you'd want, but this person is coming forward. And you're the Sun. Oh my God. Okay, so you just have really shone light on how beautiful life can be for them. You've shined a light on how beautiful life can be for them, and they want what you have, and they want to spend time with you. And I see in the future they're just going to make you feel like this star and make you feel so good about yourself, but right now they're reserved because they have work to do on themselves. So this is where that reservedness comes from. This is why their behavior is confusing, because they have self-work to do. But once they feel ready, they will come forward. You have the Six of Wands. Yes, so there hasn't been victory here yet. There hasn't been that coming together that they want with you. But this is something they really want. They want this connection, and they want this emotional fulfillment with you that both of you feel like you guys could have this. So they are figuring out their life, getting things together, and then they'll come forward. A horse and carriage just came by, and that's the Chariot card. So I see that they will come forward with confidence once they get their stuff together. Okay, so I haven't been using these cards in this reading, but since this is, I'm feeling like the love in this, we're gonna use a few of them. What would Pile 4's person say to them? What would Pile 4's person say to them? I'm ready to settle down. Destiny. I have good intentions. Anything else? These are such good cards. Are you talking to other people? And you are so cute. Yeah, this person feels like it was fated you came into their life. And the reason they're being so slow with this is because they have deep feelings. And I think they're trying to heal through resentments from the past, difficulties from the past in their life that don't even have to do with you. And by doing this, they're going to be able to come and feel like they treat you with the respect you deserve. They're scared they're coming in quickly though, because they are scared you're going to move on and be with somebody else. And they just find you really adorable and cute, and that you just radiate this beautiful energy. Well, okay. They really like you, Pile 4. And your intuition was right on this. I can feel you knew there was something more here, and you were right. So let's do some remaining cards for you. These ones are specifically for you. Ooh, that was too many. For pile 4. The Rose of Venus, flow, right, relationship, harmony. Yeah, you guys are coming into alignment right now. So this isn't them being like intentionally withholding. It's just like they need to align themselves before they come forward because they want to come correct. So they're just being a little awkward right now. I just heard the phrase awkward turtle, and I haven't heard that in like a decade. So maybe they're being a bit of an awkward turtle. That's so funny. We have the return, a new story, design, alignment. It's coming together. 2 alignment cards. So you guys are coming in. It's coming together. Yeah, so this person is coming back in whenever you guys align. We have, in any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. So this is advice for you to practice stillness right now. Practice your inner work as well, because that's what they're doing. And this alignment is destined. This will come together when it's meant to. So just release this to the universe and trust that this is coming in a way that's productive and helpful for you. We also have awareness. Yeah, this person's working on their self-awareness. They're working on their growth to align with this, right? They're very serious about you, or they wouldn't be doing this work right now. So let them. And I think your higher self knew that this was happening, and this is just confirmation for your earthly body. But this person's coming in, and they're very excited. I'm going to ask, I want timing. Can we get timing on when this person's coming in? Can we get timing on when this person's coming in? Can we get timing on when this person's coming in? Okay. So we have the 4 of Cups. I listen to my heart and follow my knowing. Ace of Swords. I'm ready for a breakthrough to success. Look for a sign. Get more information. And Cardinal. Oh my god. Okay. So from Libra season to Capricorn season, or if you're watching this, whatever cardinal signs are coming up or you're currently in, it's between those 2 seasons. Especially because this 4 of Cups is here, I'm thinking 4 months. And Libra season lasts from September, and then Capricorn season ends. Libra season starts in September, Capricorn season ends in January, so it's a 4-month window. So whenever you see this, the 4-month window, or the next cardinal season, I'm seeing that this varies because this is a general reading. For some people, this could be within the next cardinal season, and for others, it's within the next 4 months. So take it how it resonates for you. But this person just needs to get more information on you and on themselves before they come through, but they're very close. And I think Spirit will really be giving you signs when this is about to come in. So yeah, pile 4, this is cool. This is what I'm getting for you. It was an honor to read for you. Personal readings are now available at the link in the description box. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and I'll see you in another reading. Take care.